Alright, so what's up everyone, and welcome to Season 3 of Black Ops Cold War and Warzone. Now today, we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff that came with Season 3. We're going to be talking about Cold War first, the new maps, the guns, the operators, Battle Pass, everything to do with that. Then we're going to talk about Warzone, everything that's happening in Warzone, with the new map, and the nuke event, and Rebirth, and all the balancing changes as well. We're going to have a nice discussion about that. And yeah, it should be exciting. I mean, this season seems pretty good so far in my opinion. This is obviously first impressions, so I can't really say anything for definite, but it looks like it's going to be better than Season 2. If you watch my Season 2 review, you'll know that it was kind of stinky, so hopefully it's a lot better than that. Now, just before we get into the video, if you are new around here, then please make sure you subscribe to the channel. Thank you, everyone who subscribed recently. We've just hit 900 subscribers, and we are on the road to 1,000 now. 100 subscribers more, so if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, then, show your support. Subscribe to the channel, that'd be greatly appreciated. Without wasting any time, let's get right into Black Ops Cold War. Now, the first things I want to talk about are the new maps. Now, the main one is Yamantau, which is the new 6v6 map. I've played this quite a bit, and I actually really like this map, I'm not going to lie. It seems really solid. It's a standard 3-lane map. It's from, obviously, Yamantau in the campaign. Very reminiscent of that, and it's very fun to play overall, I'm not going to lie. It's action-packed, you know, it's a great map overall. Not really much else to say about it. I really love the snowy aesthetic as well. Snow maps are very underrated in COD. We don't really get them very often. We didn't get a single one in Modern Warfare, I don't think. So, yeah, more snow maps would be great. We also have Diesel, which is the new face-off map. It is also in 6v6, but I haven't had an opportunity to play this yet. I don't know if it's very good or not, but just from the fact that it's in 6v6 and face-off gives me high hopes, because in my mind, that, you know, to me, says that it's a small map. Like Shipment and Rust are both in 6v6 and 2v2, so if Diesel is a similar thing, then it will probably be the similar sort of thing. But overall, these additions I would say are better than Season 2. Now, let's move on to the guns of this season. So far, we have 3 new guns in Black Ops Cold War. We have the Ppsh at tier 15 of the Battle Pass. We have the Swiss K31 at tier 31 of the Battle Pass. And we have the Ballistic Knife, which is in its own separate challenge. Now, the Ppsh is the one that I've used the most. I've got about level 40 to 50. And it seems pretty good in Black Ops Cold War, I'm not going to lie. It seems solid. It's very sort of spray and pray SMG. Has a high mag capacity if you put a big enough mag on there. It doesn't feel like, to me, it can compete with things like the LC-10, the MAC-10, you know, the top tier guns of Black Ops Cold War. I don't play this game a ton, so I can't really, you know, judge the meta that much. But overall, I would say that this gun, you can compete if you are good enough, I would say. I don't find myself getting destroyed too much, but in the odd gunfight where you come up against an MP5 or an AK-74U or LC-10 or whatever it is, usually I feel like I get outgunned. But it's not a terrible gun. It's very enjoyable. Now, in Warzone, we're going to talk about Warzone a little bit later on, but in Warzone, this is supposed to be a pretty good gun. I'm hoping it is. I'm going to do more, you know, I'm going to play more around with these things as the day goes on. We are still quite early into this update. The next gun, though, is the Swiss K31. I've used this for about a single match of Black Ops Cold War, and I've also been playing alongside someone who has been using the Swiss K31. I'm going to roll some clips to give you a general feel of what the gun's like.
Please don't kill me.
You're going to die.
I hit marker. Oh man, oh this game. I'm feeling a rage quit this game.
Sorry, I was too busy trying to say hello. You left. I was too busy trying to say hello and then you died.
See you in a bit, lads. Went to hardcore. Oh yeah, I'm so glad I came on to hardcore. Leave.
You've left already.
Yeah.
I told you, hardcore is not the one.
Nothing's the one with this sniper.
Yeah. So yeah, as you can tell, it's not great, I'm not going to lie, but I know sniping is a very touchy subject in Cold War, so I'm not going to talk about it too much, but this thing seems really weak. Hopefully the Tiger Team barrel can save it. I've heard good things about it with the Tiger Team barrel, so that seems pretty good. I also hope it's good in Warzone, I'm not going to lie, because that would be nice. But that's about all I have to say on that. Next up is the Ballistic Knife. I haven't touched this, but I'd imagine it literally just is the Ballistic Knife. Not really much to say about it. It's a nice addition. I think that's cool. And obviously we've got the addition of Sticks and Stones alongside this as well, which is, once again, a nice thing to have in the game. I'm not going to lie. So, overall, in terms of Cold War content, that's pretty good. We also have some operators. But the main one's Captain Price. I mean, Captain Price is sexy. He's voiced by Barry Sloan, which is the same Captain Price from Modern Warfare. It makes me happy, I'm not going to lie. Obviously, it's a weird thing. People have been saying that, you know, he's literally John Price and he's in the 80s. People are sort of confused by it. It's a similar thing with Woods in the Modern Warfare multiplayer. It's not supposed to make sense. It's not to do with the story. There's no continuity. They're just in there for the sake of it because it's funny. And that's all there is to it, really. You get Captain Price in this, you get Woods in Modern Warfare. It's not supposed to make sense. It's just a cool character from each game, sort of thing, to kind of keep the interconnectivity of the games, I would say. So, yeah, I'm not complaining because it's another Captain Price skin, but overall, that's about all there is to it. Now, obviously, we've got a few new operators as well. The main one is Wraith, who's in the Battle Pass. She's tier 1 and tier 100. She looks quite cool. I've seen some people complaining that it's not Cold War, you know, related or so. I, for one, don't really care, as long as it's a cool-looking skin. Who gives a flying fuck, in my opinion. We also have 2 more operators coming out, Knight and Antonov, I believe. They'll be coming later on in different bundles or whatever. But the Battle Pass this season, I still don't think is as good as most of the Modern Warfare Battle Passes, but it's definitely better than Season 2. Might even be better than Season 1, because there are actually some really nice blueprints in here, I'm not going to lie. The ones that spring to mind are the PPSH Reactive, the MP5 blueprint, I think it is. There's also the new Sniper blueprint, which looks really cool as well. And there's an AUG blueprint in there, which looks really good. It's like carbon fiber and red. It looks really nice. I think there's one more. I think it's an XM4 or a Krig, or it might be both, actually. But overall, I would say this Battle Pass is a lot better than ones we've had in the past. So I'm really happy about this. As someone who does kind of pay attention to cosmetics and stuff, like I said, I'm happy about it. It's pretty cool. I know a lot of people in the community don't really care about cosmetics, but I think blueprints are sort of like a bare minimum. Operator skins is kind of like, you know, it's kind of dumb, I would say. I mean, I like playing as the operator for their sort of voice or whatever. But the main thing I would say is weapon customization. And in terms of weapon customization in this Battle Pass, it's pretty good. So that's nice to see. Other than that, though, for major changes in Cold War, we obviously got weapon challenges for previous Battle Pass weapons in zombies. So if you want to unlock a certain gun, then you don't have to do it in multiplayer, which I think is really good for someone who maybe doesn't like Cold War multiplayer. You can just hop into zombies. It's a lot easier. And the Ballistic Knife challenge, I'm going to have it here on screen. It's AIDS. I'm not going to lie. I've not tried it, but it just sounds like AIDS. Here's the zombies one. It looks so much nicer, honestly. So, I know I'm going to be unlocking the Ballistic Knife in zombies 100%. And just having that option to do it, whether in multiplayer or zombies, is really nice. And I love that. The fact that, you know, there is a choice. So I think that's really good. Props to them. Other than that, though, I don't really think there's anything else major in this season for Cold War. I mean, obviously there's going to be Prestige, what's it called? The Prestige shop. There's going to be some new stuff in there, but nothing really major to talk about. Just some legacy calling cards or whatever. But overall, that's about all we have to say for Cold War, I think. So now we're going to move on to Warzone, which is the big daddy this season, I'm not going to lie. So, you probably know by now, we've had the nuke event in Verdansk. Verdansk is kill, it's gone. It's Verdansk go boom, you know, all these memes. Verdansk is gone, and it's been nuked. And at the moment, if you see on screen here, this is what you are greeted with when you load it up. So, obviously, you have a timer, which is set for 8 PM BST, in my time, that is. And this is when I would assume part 2 of the nuke event is going to commence. Now, for now, while we wait, we only have Rebirth, which for me is great, because I love Rebirth. But it's in nighttime, and it's in a present-day Rebirth island, whereas before, I'm pretty sure it's in the 80s. This one's present day. The construction site is being built up. The prison block doesn't have a gaping hole in it. Those are the only changes that I know, but apparently there's supposed to be some sort of clues or something in Rebirth Island. I'm not too sure. I haven't really looked around. I haven't even played it, to be honest, but I quite like new nighttime rebirth. Obviously, if Rose didn't exist, it'd be a lot better, but apparently she got adjusted this season, which is very good, I must say so myself. Now, I wasn't planning on doing this, but this season we got a major balancing update for Warzone. Now, once again, if you watch my Season 2 review, you'll know that I ranted quite hard about the meta that was Season 2, which was, you know, the AUG, FFAR, M16, and this season, they've done a lot of tuning Raven have for Warzone, and I'm actually really happy with them because these patch notes look really, really good, I'm not gonna lie, and whether they're accurate or not, I'm not too sure, but they are very detailed, and they also give a lot of communication as well, which it makes me really happy, I'm not gonna lie, because this is what I wanted from Raven all this time, and, you know, them being, like, cryptic and inaccurate and, you know, not listening properly has been really frustrating, but it looks like they're finally listening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna read through the patch notes that we do have to do with the weapon balancing, and I'm going to talk about it because, like I said, I wasn't really planning on going through patch notes, but I think this is really major, so let's go ahead and get into it. So let's start with the Cold War AK-47. The recoil pattern has been adjusted, they said, and that's about all that needs to be done to the AK-47 because it has a really good time to kill. But basically, as you can see from the paragraph here, they talk about the AK-47's recoil kind of holding it back sort of thing. So they've smoothed it out. If you didn't know for the AK, it would go up and to the right for about 10-15 bullets. And then it would just stop and go down to the right for like 5-10 bullets. And then just go up again. It made no sense. And I don't know if it still does that or what. But they've just said they've smoothed it out and made it a lot more effective at long ranges, which might be the new meta, the AK-47, I'm not gonna lie. Now, next up, we've got the Pharah 83. The minimum damage has been increased from 25 to 26, and the maximum damage decreased from 33 to 31. Maximum damage range increased by 17%, and they've adjusted the recoil pattern. So, hopefully this makes the Pharah 83 a lot better. I don't really know what exactly it's gonna do, but I think the Pharah 83 might be a little bit better now than it was before. Next up, we got the FFAR. Fuck the FFAR. Let's annihilate it, please. So, maximum damage decreased from 30 to 27. Maximum damage range decreased by 15%. Neck damage multiplier changed from 1.1 to 1. Apparently, there's neck damage multipliers now. Upper torso damage multiplier changed from 1.1 to 1. And ADS speed decreased slightly. Now, thank you, Raven. Thank God. This is what we've needed for so long, for like 4 months now, and they've finally done it. Thank God. I mean, I really want to be negative and say, oh, you know, you should have done this soon or whatever, but I can't help but not be happy about this. So, well done, Raven. You've done really well here. I don't know if this is going to annihilate the FFAR, if it's just going to be the same or whatever, but this sounds really good, and this is a step in the right direction, so thank you. Thank you. The pain is finally over. Now, this is what makes me have so much more hope for Raven here. They've nerfed the Groza, so recoil increased slightly for the Groza, ADS speed decreased slightly, and upper torso damage multiplier changed from 1.3 to 1.1. Now, as they say, this is a precaution for the FFAR nerf, because the Groza, a lot of people know, is sort of basically a BTEC FFAR, and it was literally just like directly underneath it. So what they've said here is that they expected with the FFAR being nerfed, that the Groza would just do the same thing and take its place. But they have taken the precaution to nerf the Groza, so they're a little bit more in line, which I think is amazing. The fact that they do have that foresight now, you know, in the sense that they can see the Groza taking the FFAR's place is really good, in my opinion. So props to them. Next up, we have the Krig, which should be a lot better than it actually is. Head damage multiplier changed from 1.4 to 1.5. Neck damage multiplier changed from 1 to 1.3. Upper torso damage multiplier changed from 1 to 1.1. And lower torso damage multiplier changed from 1 to 1.1. Now, this is great. I really wish the Krig would be a lot better than it is, especially with that Ice Dragon blueprint. But hopefully this makes the Krig a lot better, and yeah, that's about all there is to say about that. Now, finally, we have the QBZ. Now, the move speed's been increased. The ADS move speed's been increased. Neck damage multiplier is now 1.2. And the upper torso damage multiplier is now 1.1. Now, I don't really know anything about the QBZ. I'm not going to lie. It's kind of irrelevant, even in Cold War. But this sounds good, I guess. Right, now we're going to move on to submachine guns. The LC-10's bullet velocity has been increased slightly, and the MAC-10's maximum damage has been decreased by 1. This is another really good change, because the LC-10, I feel like, it has potential, the LC-10, and the MAC-10 is obviously a pretty strong SMG. I don't think it's something that needed to be nerfed into the ground, but I've been wishing for a slight nerf to the MAC-10 for a while, and this is perfect. They mention how it only increases the time to kill by about 10%, but it's a good way to sort of promote diversity, because if the FFAR and that gets nerfed and the MAC-10 is left alone, then that's just going to be the next meta, and it's all going to just go to shit. So I think this is good. We're finally, you know, actually starting to be able to use other guns other than like 3 or 4. This is great to see. Now, some other things to round this out. The Pellington's ADS speed has been increased, and the raise time has been increased slightly, which is a weird one. I'm not going to lie. I don't really think the Pellington needed to be touched, but whatever. And here's the big daddy here. Tactical rifles. Cold War Tactical Rifle Charlie, or the AUG. Time between bursts increased by 33%. A neck damage multiplier changed from 1.8 to 1.3. Yes! Thank God. This is... Fuck the AUG. Honestly, fuck the AUG. It's... Oh my God, it's so fucking cheesy. And I'm so happy to see this thing fucking decimated. This nerf sounds absolutely amazing to me. Like, 33% is a hefty amount. And that neck damage multiplier as well is absurdly high. So that's really good that they've done that. And finally, we've got the M16 here. Time between bursts increased by 10%. And neck damage multiplier changed from 1.8 to 1.1. So these two have been hit with pretty big nerfs, I would say. So that is amazing to see. I haven't play tested any of this. I've not even played Warzone yet. But this sounds really good. Now, I know a lot of people would say, why the fuck do they call it Cold War Tactical Rifle Charlie? I don't get that. I think the main reason they do that and not like the M16 is because there's a Modern Warfare AUG. So if they just put AUG, it might confuse people because it is Warzone related. You know, it's not just Cold War. So, I mean, they could just put Cold War AUG, which would make more sense. But I think that's why they do it, sort of thing, instead of just, you know, just saying it for the sake of it. I think there is an actual reason. But then again, I've just remembered that further up it says Cold War AK-47. I don't fucking get it, right? I don't know. And they also have this as well, which is a little teaser. We are keeping a close eye on the AMAX. No king rules forever. Now, I've seen quite a few people saying that the AMAX shouldn't be nerfed. The AMAX is balanced as it is. I do think that the AMAX is quite strong. I mean, objectively speaking, compared to a Grau or an M4 or an M13, I think the AMAX is the king of all those weapons. And it is pretty well balanced, I would say, but I think it could do with just a slight little nerf just to kind of keep it in check. I know that I'm not asking for every single gun in the game to be exactly equal in time to kill. Obviously, there's got to be variety. But I think the AMAX would be at a point where it is objectively just the best assault rifle to use. I don't see why you'd use it any other gun sort of thing. But they can, you know, they could get away with just leaving it alone. But if they don't, they give it a slight nerf, I wouldn't be upset either. Now, they have done some stuff to the Psychov as well, which is going to be the final thing I cover. I'm going to leave the rest of the patch notes down in the description below, because they've done a lot of things to attachments for the tactical rifles and laser sights, and muzzles and all this stuff. I just wanted to read about the guns, so I'm going to go over the Psychov nerf, and then I'm going to leave the link down in the description below. So the Sorrikin 140mm auto barrel, the minimum damage reduced from 23 to 19. And the full auto and akimbo, minimum damage has been reduced from 19 to 14. Now, they said that this only affects the weapon when both the full auto and the akimbo attachments are equipped simultaneously. The nerf from a few days ago, where it said full auto and 80-round mags, that is wrong. Don't listen to that. It's full auto and akimbo, and I think they've done a really good job with these nerfs, I'm not going to lie. This really does affect the akimbo Psychovs, where it's sort like, and it just slightly nerfs the single one, which I think is perfect. That was a great thing to do. I would say I haven't used them, but in theory, this sounds like they're in a really good spot now, which is really good. So that's about all I have to say for the weapons in Warzone, and that's about all I have to say for this video, so we might as well just end it there. It's been quite a long one. So as of editing this video, I've just realised that Raven have actually spoke up about Ghost being dumb. So here's what they've said on screen. We risk streamlining access to one of the most powerful perks in the game, Ghost. While we continue to examine the impact that Ghost has on gameplay, providing easier access to it with negligible downside is not something we want to enable. So essentially, from the sounds of it, they're going to do something to Ghost. Later on today, I plan on making a nuke event part 2 video where obviously we're going to be having the nuke event, which is really exciting. So stay tuned on the channel for that. So thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, make sure to leave a like and also subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, one final thing. This on the screen. Woo! Yeah, baby!